Hello everyone, I'm Nizzahon here doing another Aether Revolt draft for the Aether Hub. Let's see what we get here. Wow, free jam regent. Well, that's an easy first pick, isn't it? It seems to happen. I think I mentioned it in a previous draft recently on the Aether Hub that I seem to get first pick bombs all the time when I'm recording for the Aether Hub. So that's pretty nice. So this pack's actually pretty stacked. If free jam regent weren't here, just so this can be more constructive if you're trying to figure out this format, I think I would probably take Shock. I like it more than Caught in the Brights or Cruel Finality, which are both good. I also like Enraged Giant a decent amount. Rogue Refiner is great if you end up in those colors. But those are really the only cards I would look at all in this pack. And I think it goes Free Jam Regent, Shock, Caught in the Brights, Enraged Giant, Rogue Refiner. If Rogue Refiner were one color, it would be higher up. But we're going to take Free Jam Regent, see if we end up improvising here or not. Okay, well, we all know I love Efficient Construction, but I don't think it's the wisest second pick here. It's definitely a good card, but you really have to build around it, and we could, but this format is also fast enough. It does silly things like play early free jam regents. That sort of just doing nonsense like making a bunch of Thopters isn't great. I've had decks where I've drafted 2 Efficient Constructions, and it did all right, but it's still, I wasn't super impressed with it. It's a lot of fun if we're looking for fun. It is a lot of fun making a bunch of Thopter tokens. However, I think here I'm probably going to take Sweatworks Brawler. Call for Unity is okay, but it's hard to set up, and it's a 5-mana enchantment that does nothing, and I hate that. Like, the turn it comes down, you have to already be ahead or you're kind of in trouble, or at least at parity. Fenhauler is good too, but I like Sweatworks Brawler a lot if we're looking at like a red aggressive deck of some kind, and that's what I'll take. Foundry Hornet's also pretty good, but Sweatworks Brawler wins because we already have a red card. Okay, we've already passed some good white cards, but I think I'd probably take Caught in the Brights here. Hinterland Drake's fine. Restoration Specialist is good too, but we'll take the removal here. Yep. Paradox Engine, huh? Well, I don't think we want that. I think I do take another Caught in the Brights, though. Decommission's good. Yeah, this card just does nothing in Limited, basically. Hidden Stockpile's fun. And Red's not looking super open, so he could end up getting in trouble. But I'm going to take the really good removal spell here and Caught in the Brights. Okay, yeah, red is not looking good for me. So we need to look at what is looking good. White's still looking good. Barricade Breaker and Scrap Trawler are both good. The Breaker, though, asks more of you. Like, if you don't get a lot of artifacts, unplayable. Scrap Trawler's playable anywhere because it's 3 mana, 3/2. And if we're not in red, we're not going to be pushing hard for artifacts as we would if red stays open. And I like the Trawler a lot. It can really create a lot of situations where it gives you a lot of value if you do get artifacts, and if you don't, it's a 3 mana, 3/2 that's easy on your mana. So I think I take it here. These Countless Gears Renegade's good, solid, but Scrap Trawler has a much higher ceiling. And Fenhauler is also worth looking at, but we're going to take the Trawler here. Okay, well, Implement of Combustion's kind of what we're looking for here if we stay red. I think I'm going to take the Implement. It's good with both of our improvised cards already. I like Frontline Rebel as well in terms of being an aggro card. And Alley Evasion's a decent combat trick. But yeah, I'll take the Implement here. Okay, Emerald Gear Smasher. There's also a Trophy Mage who I like a decent amount. If we end up going somewhere else, and that might be a good sign to go somewhere else. I don't like Gear Smasher a whole lot, and Trophy Mage I do. Watchful Automaton's also pretty good. We already have one thing for Trophy Mage to grab. We could end up going blue-white here. Let's take the Mage and see what happens. Okay, Tezzeret's Touch. That makes me want to go blue-black. We could still do that. It's probably not the best plan. We've basically only got 2 cards that work for it so far, but what we're being given in this pack is nothing special. I mean, I could take Night Market Guard. It's fine. It crews the vehicles well. And that might be I think it's probably just what I'll take here. The Touch is worth thinking about, but a little risky. Okay, well, here's a vehicle, but it's not that good of one. What I'm really looking for is Iron Tread Crusher when I mentioned that. It's good at crewing vehicles. Leaving the Dust is solid, though, and I think I'll take it here. So what colors are we? I don't really know. You know, this is a good sort of illustration of sometimes where you just take kind of what you're seeing open, but sometimes it's not always clear what's open, and it takes a few packs. Okay, well, now Efficient Construction came back to me. And I can't say no when it's coming back to me like that. I'm sorry. I have no control. I'm going to take Foundry Assembler here. Decommission's still here. I'm happy with that. We may not play efficient construction. In the end, we'll take a 3-drop, I guess. It's not exactly clear what we're going to be doing with this deck, but those are all playables that we picked up late there. Let us see. Well, now we got Lightning Runner, who is cool, admittedly, but kind of hard to set up. You have to have a lot of energy. Red's not good at making energy. He does make his own energy, but he doesn't really make enough. So those are all reasons why I'm not super high on him. Tezzeret's Touch is good. There's another one right there. And sadly, I just don't think Red's going to be open. We took 2 red cards early and then saw nothing. So it's looking like we may be blue-white. In which case, I mean, I could take Shock here. Red could end up being open enough from the other side. And Free Jam Region's definitely good enough to try to make it fit into your deck. So that's worth thinking about. Yeah, let's take Shock. We might end up in those colors, and if we do, we're going to be happy we took Shock. Okay. Baral doesn't do a whole lot. He's just a 2-mana 2/3, 1/3. I mean, and we could really use some 2-mana creatures, but I'd rather have Restoration Specialist in this particular deck. And I could take Bastion Inventor over it, and I do like Bastion Inventor, but I'm not entirely certain that we're going to be an artifact-heavy deck. We've basically lost our Implement. We've lost a lot of the reasons we had for being super artifact-heavy, so I think I'm just going to take the Specialist. I like it better than everything in this pack anyway that's not the Inventor. Prey Upon's solid, too. Consulate Crackdown is actually a good card, and I think it's probably what I take. It just ends up, it can sometimes end up doing nothing, but I like starting it in the main board and siding it out against certain opponents, because it's usually going to do something. So I think I'm going to take the Crackdown here. Okay, another Caught in the Brights. Do I want a third one of those? I guess I do. It's pretty good. Yeah, we'll take it. We have a Restoration Specialist to get it back. So now Red is looking a little more open with that coming to us here. Double Rogue Refiner pack, huh? I could think about still swerving back into Red, and I think Enraged Giant's enough of a reason for me to think about it. So I will take it. But here, Caught in the Brights number 4. I think I like that more than Deadeye Harpooner. Our removal's looking good. White is really open. Other than that, Caught in the Brights number 5. I don't know if I want a 5th one. I mean, they're fine, they're good, but they are weaker in this format than they are basically ever. Aura-based removal is what I mean by they, because it's just like there's so many ways to bounce them. People run main board ways to destroy them. It's not looking like we're going to be an efficient construction deck, I don't think. So we have Hinterland Drake and Shielded Aether Thief here, or a 5th Caught in the Brights. But we really do need 2 drops, and this is one that I like. We have a few other ways of making energy. We may end up with more, so I'll take it. Deft Dismissal gives us another removal spell, but do we really need another removal spell? I don't know. I may just take an Implement here. Perilous Predicament, Deft Dismissal. I think I'll take the Implement. We don't have any big synergies for it, to be fair. So maybe... And I don't like Deft Dismissal a whole lot, though, so that's what I'll take. Okay, well, here's a good 2-drop. We're trying to be an aggro deck, I think, but we have not picked up as many 2-drops as one would normally like, but we'll take Baral now. I mean, he's just a 2-drop, like I said, basically, and that's something that we need. Would I rather have a Bastion Enforcer or an Aether Inspector? I guess I'll take the Inspector. I don't think I'm going to play either of them. I hope I'm not. Now we'll take a Dispersal Technician. Foundry Assembler's probably not making our deck. Salvage Scuttler's probably not making our deck. Yeah, so I don't know what was going on there. Lots of interesting signals. Our deck is kind of a train wreck right now. It has 4 Caught in the Brights, which I'd be happy to have. Well, there's a Confiscation Coup to help us, so that'll increase the power level of our deck, even though our deck isn't really sure what it's doing. Ballista Charger's good. Gearshift Ace is good. Eddy Trailhawk would be good. Tidy Conclusion's a great card too. But Confiscation Coup is the best card in this pack, probably followed by Tidy Conclusion, then Oval Chase, then Gearshift Ace, probably in that order. But we will take Confiscation Coup. Okay, so there's a Gear Seeker Serpent, but we're not really there. Like, you know, we have a few artifacts. We're probably not going to end up playing this Night Market Guard unless we end up with vehicles that cost 3 to crew. Implement of Improvement may not even make our deck. We have like no reason to play artifacts really. I'll probably leave the Scrap Trawler in just because it's reasonable and Trophy Mage can grab it, and that's about it. May want Filigree Familiar here. Gives us another dude. Yeah, I think I take it. What we really don't have is like a late game win condition, and that's something we really need. Interesting. Fabrication Module. I think, just start making as much energy as we possibly can. Blue and white aren't amazing at it, but we do have other ways of making energy already, and we can pick up more. And I think that it should be sort of our goal with the rest of the pack. We've already got 4 Caught in the Brights. We don't want Revoke Privileges. Bastion Mastodon would be fine. Aviary Mechanic would be good, but I think I'm going to take this. Our Trophy Mage can grab it too, so we really want to build around it. And yeah, now there's a Janjit Sentry who makes energy. We're sort of just shifting into an energy deck, which makes our Aether Inspectors actually playable. Wow, if we had been blue, the Gear Seeker Serpents we've seen in this pack have been insane. It's our 3rd one, I think. So I'll take Select for Inspection here. I'll take Aether Meltdown here. It's a good removal spell anyway, and we want the energy now. We're looking to put a bunch of counters on our mediocre creatures with Fabrication Module. Basically. Glint-Nest Crane can help us find it, but I might just take Thriving Turtle now that we're pushing energy pretty hard here. We don't have anything in our sideboard that makes energy, but I think I'm going to take it over Glint-Nest Crane. The Crane's not going to do a ton in our deck. We don't have a ton of artifacts, but it could help us find our module. I did build a deck once in Triple Kaladesh that was like super amazing Fabrication Module deck, but I only had 2 Fabrication Modules, but every time I played Glint-Nest Crane, I found it, which was really messed up. I was really lucky. We're just going to keep pushing this energy thing as hard as we can by taking a mediocre card like Glassblower's Puzzle Knot. So we are doing it. I don't think we want Bastion Enforcer. Heady Trail Hawk, come on down. You're good anyway. Give me all the energy. Okay, none of the cards in our colors here are good, which I guess, is just dramatic reversal, really. We'll take Appetite. I think we may have tapped out all the energy we're going to get, but we got a lot, and this deck looks pretty fun. Oh, man. Why weren't we red-green? I would even take, like, the mediocre Hermit guy right now. No, it doesn't look like we're going to get him. The Crab who makes energy. I would take it. Okay. So what we're looking to do with this deck, which only sort of coalesced in this final pack, is we're going to try to make the game last a while with our removal and grind out wins with Fabrication Module, which we sort of have 2 copies of thanks to Trophy Mage. And that's pretty sweet. Yeah, we do have to trim a couple things. I think probably Dispersal Technician's out. We might be able to get 16 lands in this deck, but we don't even have implements really. We have 1 implement we could play if we wanted to, but I don't see a reason to. It's too bad we didn't get Aether Swoopers in that first pack. We just got this guy. So, but in terms of making energy, we really got there, I think, because we've got Thriving Turtle, Eddy Trailhawk, Aether Meltdown, Glassblower's Puzzle Knot, Fabrication Module, which makes energy itself. Nothing there. Both of these and Confiscation Coup. Yeah, I think that's enough. It's not a ton, but it's enough. So I like that. We can even have our Scrap Trawler die and get back our Glassblower's Puzzle Knot, which is reasonable. So we could put Decommission into our sideboard and roll with that and roll with 17 lands. I think I like that. I think we want 17 in this deck mostly because our curve is not super great. It's not terrible, but yeah. Let's do this. Let's play this wacky blue-white energy deck that shouldn't really be a thing. But we kind of made it work. Yeah, I think I might shift this the other way because we have more early creatures. Yeah, we have more early creatures who are blue. So we don't want to end up with a hand with Thriving Turtle in it and we can't cast it, All right. Let's roll with this. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the first match. All right, well, I was joking about a 1-island hand, a hand that couldn't play Thriving Turtle, and we got it. So, but we're going to send it back. We do have our module, but we don't have the lands we need. Okay, I will keep this one. I will put that on the bottom, though. So we've got our Janjit Sentry and a couple Caught in the Brights. Which isn't the worst, but not ideal either. Implement of Ferocity, okay. Opponent drew that on turn 2, that's always frustrating. So, do I play Scrap Trawler or the Sentry first? If I'm greedy, I want to wait till I get my module to play my Sentry, but it's probably not necessarily the best thing to do. Our Sentry can block that too, so yeah, I think we just play the Sentry. I think that's what we do. So he could have put a counter onto his dude. Ooh, well that's nice. So we're gonna play Eddy Trail, get some more energy, and we're just gonna end our turn and flash Shielded Aether Thief into play. And we're probably gonna start drawing cards with it, like as soon as we can. So yeah, he's gonna put the counter there. Do I just double block that dude? It's kind of worth thinking about, I think. Opponent could have tricks here that really mess us up, though. So I think I'll just take the 3. With the mana they decided to leave up there. Yeah, Greenwheel Liberator. So if we did kill it, our opponent wasn't going to feel too bad because they were going to get a 4/3 out of it. So I see what they did there. So we're going to play Shielded Aether Thief. Make us some more energy. Oh, he's a 0/4. Wow. I really should have flashed him in. Would have gotten more energy out of it, too. Okay, so we're going to draw a card, even though he can block pretty well. Oh, our opponent got the 4/3 anyway, so I'm not sure what I'm talking about. We're going to play Aether Inspector. Get some more energy going here, and we have enough to draw a card again, so that's nice. We have Caught in the Brights ready to go. Should we decide we need to kill something? I should have tapped something there, maybe. I think I double block with these two guys. That guy. 6 power, so yeah, he'll kill my Sentry. That's cool. Probably about to play something else with Revolt, which is gonna hurt me. Nope. Just Servant of the Conduit. Okay. I'm going to wait to draw this time so I can also block. You know, seems smart. I'm going to play Audacious Infiltrator and Scrap Trawler, though. And I guess I attack. I probably should have been doing that all along, actually. So, I'm killing it. Maybe not all along. I've only recently gotten to the point where I feel like I'm in decent shape. Yeah, I forgot this guy's a 0/4. I've actually yet to play him until this draft, as crazy as that is. Okay, 3/1, huh? All right, we're going to draw a card here. Aether Inspector. So I think I put Caught in the Brights on Foundry Screecher. So I can continue an aerial assault. I'm actually going to attack with the Infiltrator too, because his Automaton can't block it. We're not going to use any energy. We don't have any, so in case you didn't notice. So we will attack for 4, and we'll end the turn. Wish we had our Puzzle Knot in our graveyard so our Scrap Trawler could get it back, but what are you going to do? I'm also perfectly happy just like trading my Scrap Trawler for a Countless Gears Renegade or Servant of the Conduit or whatever. Hunt the Weak. Yeah, that's pretty good. Makes this guy big enough now to swing through Shielded Aether Thief. I'll use Caught in the Brights on it now. It's a big enough problem. Yeah. I was thinking about making a servo, but I'd actually rather hold on to the energy so that I can potentially draw a card in the near future. So we can find our either our trophy mage or our the card we built this deck around in the end. So we're gonna play Aether Inspector and end our turn. I mean, I may also end up just going in the sky here for 4 a turn if my opponent doesn't do anything. Looks like he's doing something, though, with a lot of mana. Fenhauler. I'm so glad I used my Caught in the Brights. There it is. That's what I was looking for. Okay. So now I can just block with Shielded Aether Thief to pump something, which is pretty nice. Plus pumping something with the Fabrication Module's ability. Not too bad. Opponent's just gonna blow it up. No, he's not. Good. Would have been devastating for me. Really, Servant of the Conduit's what you want to pump there. That is interesting. Okay. Sure. I guess I'm gonna put it on one of these guys. Yeah. So our opponent used a trick here to kill my thief. Guess I could have double blocked there. That would have been amusing. So we're gonna make another energy. We're going to draw a card with it. We're also going to put a counter on, I think, the other Aether Inspector so we can double block Fenhauler. I mean, I guess I can double block him, but spreading the love's better, you know, because it makes our opponent's point removal a lot worse. Spot removal. Okay, so we're gonna put the counter on our Aether Inspector. I'm not sure why our opponent attacked there. I assumed he had a way to like kill my Shielded Aether Thief, which I was going to be okay with, but it didn't happen. I don't think it can now. Like Impeccable Timing doesn't do anything right now, for example. And we're also going to draw a card. Ooh, we don't have double blue. Oh yeah, we do. This is just covering it up. Oh man, we're gonna have a lot of energy. Is it enough to steal Fenhauler? That's the real question. I don't know. It's not gonna be yet, but it will be soon. Okay, I'm going to attack with Eddy Trailhawk. Just Eddy Trailhawk, yeah. Oh, I guess I could attack. I want to hold on to energy, though. Me stealing that Fenhauler is just going to seal us the game, I think. So I am interested in doing it. I'll play this land. And I'll end my turn. So if he attacks, we get to block, put a counter on something, and then also have enough energy to use the draw card effect again, or use Confiscation Coup, which probably... Okay, he's going to attack with that. I am going to double block him. So he's only going to kill one of them. I'm fine with that. I wonder if he has something with... Okay, well now I'm not going to steal it, obviously. But we're going to get some energy. Yeah, we'll make this Aether Inspector bigger. Alright. So now even if he blows up our module, we can get it back with our Aether... what am I talking about? Our Restoration Specialist. So now I am going to attack... in the air here and use Eddy Trailhawk's energy. I don't want to make a servo too, do I? Nah. So I'm just going to hit him for 5 and then leave mana up to use my module however I see fit. And play Restoration Specialist. And in my turn. So, got an endless supply of energy. Yeah. Energy. Blue-white style. We did it. Do we want to bring in Decommission? Chances are our opponent does have more artifacts because we saw that Fen Hauler. We just didn't see a ton of them. But I think we're probably okay with what we've got. Does Baral decrease the cost of anything in our deck? Leave in the dust. I think that's it. Yeah, because Select for Inspection is just blue. Awesome. Really? He's just a 2-drop. Oh, this is one of those turn 1 Thriving Turtle hands that can just get out of hand. So that's what we're going to go for here because our turtle's just going to get huge. And we got our module. So we are in pretty great shape in this game. This is definitely an interesting draft because it was really kind of a train wreck, admittedly. But it managed, because we picked up this module, basically, everything sort of came together. We picked up some mediocre cards who make energy in the first couple packs, like the Aether dudes, who really aren't very... It's probably the worst of the cycle. I think they are the worst of the cycle. But it ended up working out in the end because... we got Fabrication Module. It was sort of dumb luck, you know. But we're going to play our Puzzle Knot here. We're going to scry. I am pretty happy with both of those cards, aren't I? I think I probably am. Maybe Leave in the Dust less so. Yeah. We'll leave that on top. And we're going to play, I think, the Sentry next turn. It depends what my opponent does. If he plays another creature who can't really attack through my turtle, well, that can fly over my turtle. But it only hits me for 2. So I may play the module here and get greedy. Should I do that? Probably not. No, I'm going to play the Sentry. I'm going to pump my turtle up to a 2/5 now, so it can block all my opponent's X2s, which is pretty relevant. And then I'll play the Sentry, who can block the Servant of the Conduit on the ground. Also gives me more energy for my turtle, should I choose to use it that way. And also, yeah, usually you're not going to end up in a blue-white deck that can make a lot of energy either. Usually it's going to be blue-green, maybe blue-red, or red-green. Not where we ended up. But it's working out. We got all the blue energy cards to wheel to us is what really saved us. Yeah, that implement is obnoxious. Yeah. Okay. We do have Select for Inspection for whatever he decides to put the implement on, at least. We have that going for us. Also, with Confiscation Coup... you know, the ability to steal the creature he puts it on is also pretty solid. So I'm thinking I'm going to attack with my turtle again, make it a 3/6, and then play Fabrication Module and leave up mana for Select for Inspection. That is a large turtle. Very, very large. Yeah, I'm going to play the module. See if he has appetite for the unnatural for me to just break my heart. It's possible. Not yet. Herald of the Fair. Yeah, it's going to be a pretty good Select for Inspection if he, like, puts the +1 here and... puts the counter on it. Doesn't look like he's going to, though, unfortunately. I do think I bounce it, though. It's a pretty big tempo hit for our opponent. I also get to scry, so yeah, we'll do it. And we'll scry, yeah. You're not that good right now. You basically just trade with everything, which I guess isn't bad, but I'm not excited about it either. Founder's Creature returns. Okay, well now we're gonna play Aether Inspector, yeah. We're gonna get the energy. Gonna make the Inspector a 3/4. And I think I attack with my turtle again. Like, our opponent just can't block it. And we'll make it a 4, make it have 4 here. So this is a race we win now against the Foundry's creature. Especially with the help of Aether Inspector. And if I ever draw the 5th land for Confiscation Coup, we'll be in even better shape. Hidden Stockpile. Okay, now he's going to start making servo tokens. It's a little obnoxious. I'm surprised he didn't sack his implement there, since he'll get a servo token out of it. Yeah, doing it after the fact. I guess it doesn't make a difference. That's why he did it, because he doesn't have an artifact. But now he'll get one, so it'll work out for him. We really could use... If we draw a land, we're set, because we steal this creature. It'll be a 5/4/2 on our side of the battlefield, too. And we can also... We did not draw a land. Okay. I can crack my puzzle knot, but that doesn't seem to do a ton right here. So I think I just attack with both my Inspector and my Turtle. I probably play Trophy Mage. We can, of course, make energy at instant speed with our fabrication module, so that's nice. But yeah, I mean, if we can scry into the land that we need, although actually, now that he has Hidden Stockpile in play, we can't steal anything. Just kidding. So it's going to be less useful than I was thinking it was going to be anyway. Unless our opponent taps out, in which case it'll be really useful. Just take 3, lose a servo, works for me. Oh no, what do you have here? Oh, just that. I should give it trample at instant speed. Then what will my opponent do? So our opponent takes 8. Yeah, I think playing the Trophy Mage is better. It can attack through everything. It's also going to draw us a card. Not an exciting one, but it'll draw us a card. Oh, Appetite. Okay. That's okay. We don't need it. Do we need it? I think I'll get Filigree Familiar instead of Scrap Trawler. Gaining that life is big right now. All my creatures can attack into my opponent's board, too. His creatures are not very large. So I probably do bring in my blow up. Ooh, that's scary. That is scary. Now not all of my creatures can attack into this board, but most of them. The card, the Decommission, because we know he has Hidden Stockpile now. Hey, we got that 5th land we wanted so badly. Okay. Shielded Aether Thief is going to be a surprise blocker for us, and that's really good news. I think I attack with everything. We need to get in for as much damage as we can. We can sack the Puzzle Knot to make energy at instant speed if we want to, but like he can block and kill like Trophy Mage, just single block, but everything else... Or he has to trade at least, so he's not in great shape no matter how we roll it here. Plus we're going to play the Familiar and the Aether Thief to block. So, yeah, no, we don't want to make any energy here. We'd have to do it now, so I'd rather not. Yep, you're just going to straight up kill the Trophy Mage. Just block that. Just block that and go to 7. We hold on to our giant turtle, although the turtle can just get blocked all day. That's the bad news. So I may use Confiscation Coup here just to get rid of my opponent's Foundry Screecher. That's what I'm considering doing right now. We also get to hold on to the energy. So doing it earlier would have been better, actually. So I think that's the plan. I think I'm going to go Confiscation Coup. What do you do about that? Yeah, we'll pay 3 energy. He's going to let us take it. Interesting. Didn't think that would happen. We still have 1 energy, too. Okay. Well. Yeah, we got there. All right, blue-white energy for the win. Did we actually salvage what was kind of a train wreck draft? Or did we get really lucky? We'll find out in the next match. All right, going to the second match of an Aether Revolt draft. We are 1-0. This hand is not very good. We have a 2-drop who's basically, I mean, other than being a 1-3 is kind of irrelevant, and an Aether Meltdown, which is a good removal spell, but I think we send this back. This one's worse, though, so we're going to send it back. And this one's okay. I mean, no blue, kind of hurts, but we will take a Caught in the Brights to help us out in the early going. We would like blue mana at some point, but we do have an early Audacious Infiltrator, so that's always nice. We will play the Infiltrator. Ugh. Winding Constrictor. And Caught in the Brights does not make Winding Constrictor stop being good. That's the bad news. An early Winding Constrictor is really bad news for us. Our opponent can make it huge. We don't have a good way of killing a creature like Winding Constrictor in our whole deck. We just have ways of making big creatures less of a problem, basically. Yeah, so that's just going to kill this and put multiple counters on that. So we do have Caught in the Brights to put on him, and maybe that's just what we do. We could have done it there. Our guy would still be dead, but we wouldn't have taken the damage. Yeah, I think I'll just put Caught in the Brights on him. Doesn't feel great, but it makes him play some other permanents if he wants to do some shenanigans with his Winding Constrictor. Ugh, God. It's a 5/5. Our opponent's build around is much better than ours, so... Now, Winding Constrictor somehow splashed in this deck is where the dream is. So we're going to play Trophy Mage. We're going to grab our... I think we probably want Filigree Familiar more right here than Fabrication Module. Yeah, we'll just grab Filigree Familiar in our turn. The module would be a little too slow since we're staring down a 5/5 Pima Outrider. Gaining some life is definitely better. Consulate Dreadnought. Oh, God. Oh, my God. What is my opponent doing? What's happening? Oh, God. I think we're just dead. We don't really need to show him anything else. Our Caught in the Brights can't stop these. We need to bring in Decommission for them. Yeah, we're just going to scoop. Our opponent's board is too scary. He still has a Winding Constrictor for all the shenanigans. So we want Decommission because it gives us a way to kill those. Maybe we could cut a Caught in the Brights for it. Yeah, I think that seems reasonable since it's pretty bad against our opponent's vehicles and creatures with abilities who matter. Okay, this is a reasonable hand. Not a great one. But yeah, Winding Constrictor is way better than our build around. If you can make it work, and our opponent did. I hope I don't see a turn 2 Winding Constrictor again. I have yet to be able to personally draft the black-green deck. Anytime I open up a green card that puts me on green, like the big 5-mana 5/5, it puts a +1/+1 counter on your whole team, it just doesn't come together. Green ends up being completely unopen, and I've had times where I drafted early Winding Constrictors and it just doesn't work, and I've drafted this format close to like 40 times now, and it just hasn't happened for me yet. So that's pretty insane. I might play the Turtle first just because before I play the Scrap Trawler, because what we really want to do is get it so it can block effectively the massive creatures our opponent's going to play. So we're going to play the turtle here. We still have Aether Meltdown up, so that's a thing. High Spired Artisan. Servo, okay. All right, well, I'm going to attack with both of my creatures. So with Scrap Trawler, we'd kind of rather play it after we crack our Puzzle Knot, ideally. So we're going to give this flying, but we're not going to give it flying. We are going to pay 2 for Thriving Turtle's ability. We're not going to pay 1 for Eddy Trailhawks, though. So I think I just play Aether Inspector here anyway. So get in for the 1. And then we just have tons of energy in the bank for our Thriving Turtle, plus another creature who can attack. So not too bad. Okay, opponent cracking their Unbridled Growth and living fast. Okay. All right, so we just attack with everybody. Do we want to make a servo here? So many decisions to make with all this energy. So we'll pretend to give Aether Inspector flying. We won't, though. Nah. I could see doing it, but I do want to make my turtle bigger. I do not want to give Aether Inspector flying. We do have tons of energy to go around, but... Okay, opponent takes 3. And then we're going to play Scrap Trawler and Glassblower's Puzzle Knot. Because we don't have enough energy. We'll leave Caught in the Brights on top. Yeah. Gives us just a good way to make my opponent, if he plays a big creature, just unable to block, which will be great. So that's what our opponent did. He might go for the servo. No, he didn't. So we're going to be able to just Caught in the Brights that guy, which is going to be big. So we just go Caught in the Brights. And everybody attacks. Do I make a servo this time? I don't think I do. Nah. I'm going to hold on to that energy for other purposes. We don't want to pay for Eddy Trailhawk's ability. We don't want to pay for Aether Inspectors. Oh, I screwed that up. I meant to make my turtle bigger, and I did not. Okay. End our turn, and we still have Aether Meltdown to answer another blocker. Though it will actually be able to block if our opponent plays another blocker. Okay, so that's going to be pretty close to game. Not quite. I mean, we're going to put Aether Meltdown on the Harvester. Prey Upon on our Trawler before we can get value out of it. See what you did there. Okay. So our opponent can crew the Harvester with what they've got right now. I actually want to make my opponent use the energy for it too first, just because that's how I roll. It seems like a good idea. Now I think we probably do go for a servo. Okay, this time we're going to actually use the turtle's ability. We're not going to give it flying though. Opponent's crewing their Ether Sphere Harvester. So if our opponent blocks the turtle, they're almost certainly going to use energy. Yeah, we are going to make a servo this time. They're not going to block the turtle. Okay. Well, I'll just use the Meltdown now. We get in for 3, drop our opponent to 4. And we can crack the Puzzle Knot at the end of their turn to scry and get some more energy. This High Spire Artisan is causing all kinds of problems, though, because, you know, reach is really good when you have Eddy Trailhawk in play. All right, we're going to make some energy, and we're going to scry Restoration Specialist. And get back the Glassblower's Puzzle Knot, but I'd rather draw not a land, hopefully. Yeah, Audacious Infiltrator's not bad here. It's actually pretty good here. So everybody's attacking. I think Eddy Trailhawk is going to give Thriving Turtle flying this time. Yeah, because then our opponent will have to block it. Oh, except he can still block with that. I kind of forgot about that. So, do we want to pay 2 for Thriving Turtle's ability? No, I guess we don't. We do want a servo, though. Going wide seems pretty good. Yeah, we'll get another servo here. And we will not pay for Eddy Trailhawk's ability. Right, opponent loses a servo at least, and goes to 3. And then we play this guy who will only be able to be blocked by High Spire Artisan. Ugh, okay. It's getting obnoxious now. Yeah, I mean, Audacious Infiltrator is still a pretty great attacker here, but apart from that, we're not in the best of shape here. Yeah, so I'm going to attack with my Turtle, my Eddy Trailhawk, my Audacious Infiltrator, and yeah, that's it. So Eddy Trailhawk will give flying to... Actually, giving it to the Infiltrator is pretty great because... Yeah. Because High Spire Artisan... we will make this have 4 power now. Oh, did I screw that up? I think I did. I think I used my energy before I gave it flying. Oh, no. Wait. Yes, I did. I screwed that up. Man, that was bad. Misplay, city. Oh, yeah. If I'd given it flying, that would have gone a lot better. But I didn't, so... We do still kill the Infiltrator. We don't lose anything else. And now we play another Aether Inspector. But yeah, that I should have given flying to my Audacious Infiltrator. Oh, God. Why? I really need to draw another Caught in the Brights is what I need here. I did it. Living the dream. So we're going to catch his in the Brights. Doesn't get us the win right away or anything, but sets it up pretty well. We're going to make our Turtle have 5 power. Oh, no, we're not. We're just going to give it flying. That's better. Is that better? Yeah, it's better. Because we get in for 1 a turn this way. Yeah, if I'd given flying to my Audacious Infiltrator, he would have had to block with that Artisan, but we kind of screwed that up. All right, opponent goes to 2. But we're in some serious trouble. Like, all our opponent has to do is keep drawing gas, and we may not be able to kill our opponent. And that is more gas, certainly. And there's a Consulate Dreadnought, too. Great. Great. Yeah, we're in trouble now. Do we remember to bring Decommission in? I don't think we did. Yeah, if I'd done what I was meant to do with my Audacious Infiltrator... Ooh, I don't have double white. But that'll be big when I do get it. So I can drop my opponent. I do drop my opponent to 1 here. So I think we do it. We just brace for a big attack on the backswing. Because we can still kill our opponent next turn. So, oh, no, we won't be able to. Because we won't have any more energy. So, but I think we still drop them to 1. One's less than 2, you know. So we can take a lot on the backswing, but we're at 20, so we don't have to like really be super concerned. But Consulate Crackdown, if we draw the white mana for it, will just win us the game basically. So, yeah, come on, white mana. Man, yeah, I definitely punted when I didn't give flying to the right creature on that last turn. Opponent not really in a position they can attack, so if we get the white for Crackdown, and we do, so we're just going to say goodbye Servos, goodbye Consulate Dreadnought, and goodbye Aethersphere Harvester. Which means we can attack for 1 with Eddie Trailhawk. So let's give that a try. Yeah. Oh, we punted, but we overcame it. We did bring in Decommission for one of our Caught in the Brights. Is that right, though? Should I cut something like our Puzzle Knot, which is kind of poopy? Yeah, I think that's better. More cards that actually do things seems a little better. Puzzle Knot, you know, does give me 2 energy triggers, which is kind of nice, but it's not amazing. I guess I keep this. What we don't want to see is... I mean, that's not great to see. But we don't want to see our opponent play an early Winding Constrictor. No. Okay, Implement of Malice. Okay. Yeah, the bad thing about Caught in the Brights as opposed to Revoke Privileges is it does not stop creatures from being able to crew vehicles. So it's actually pretty bad against a deck who's wanting to just Consulate Dreadnought it up. So we're going to discard Plains. Select for Inspection is not bad against it, at least. We'll play Scrap Trawler. I don't know if our Scrap Trawler can get anything back anymore. Ugh. That is exactly what I was hoping I wouldn't see. I mean, we're going to put Caught in the Brights on it, but our opponent has Dreadnought in play, so all he has to do is play another creature with 2 power, and he can crew the Dreadnought. And like Select for Inspection is fine against it because, you know, at least he takes sort of a tempo hit because he tapped his creatures and whatnot. But he can just recast it. Okay, he's not going to be able to recast it if he taps out, though. And that is good news for us. So, crew your Dreadnought. Yeah. And attack with it. So this will buy us more time to try to find Consulate Crackdown or something. Now I think we just really have to find a way to deal with artifacts, or that's just going to kill us. So all the Caught in the Brights there are. Okay, so we're going to attack with Scrap Trawler. We're going to play Caught in the Brights on Riparian Tiger and end our turn. So we have our mana for Crackdown if we draw it. Decommission would be fine too. So we've shut down these 2 problematic creatures, but the problem is our opponent's Consulate Dreadnought is not shut downable. Wow. Yeah. Okay. That's not good. That is not good. Okay, so we can't really do anything about that other than play Aether Inspector, which is exactly what you want to be doing when you're staring down a board like this one. And we'll end our turn. Freaking Consulate Dreadnought. So good against us in our deck that has very few ways of dealing with. Okay. That's Not ideal. Yeah, so we take it. There's something else to put a Caught in the Brights on that'll actually do something. So there's that, and that's what we'll do. Oh, hilarious. Hilarious. And we end our turn. So Consulate Crackdown will really pull us out of this, but that's about it. That's about all we've got. And there's Winding Constrictor, because that's what we wanted to see. So he can crew both of these. Yeah, I mean, he can really mess me up here. Yep. Consulate Crackdown, Consulate Crackdown. I wish my Aether Thief... Well, I can play it. No, I can't. I wish I could have the energy to draw a card right now for my Aether Thief. Drawing an extra card would feel really good. Prey Upon, however, does not feel really good. Do I just take 10? Do I just take it? I think I'm just going to take it. Yeah, we're just going to take it. We're going to flash in our Aether Thief. Oh, that was lucky. That was a lucky top deck. It may still not be enough to save us, but it will buy us some time. And now we can attack with our Scrap Trawler. Boom. Yeah, and this Aether Thief is all ready to block Winding Constrictor. So ready. Okay, yeah, well, we block. Even if he kills our Thief, we get to draw a card, so I don't feel terrible about it. Well, unless he kills it. Yeah, well, I'll still get to draw the card. Have to let that go. Right, and now we can go draw a card. It is a land. Yeah, drawing land there was bad because we have to block this Winding Constrictor. Pretty close anyway. Oh, yeah. Okay, well. Caught in the Brights number 4. Well, that'll do. That'll buy us some time. Gain us one more, gain us some life, draw us an extra card. It's exactly what we need. That is not what we need, though. So he can make that. I'm surprised he didn't go with the counter. He could have made his guy really big. We'll block, because we have to. Leave in the dust. Okay. Not bad. We're drawing gas. This is our only card in our deck that's actually affected by Baral, but it doesn't really matter right now because we have infinite mana, so, you know, pretty good. All right, so I'm going to block this servo and see what happens here. And then we're going to go leave in the dust. I tap too much mana for it because I have Baral, as I noted. We draw a land. Baral survives, even killing a servo in the process. Winding Constrictor comes back, though, which is less ideal. Okay. Baral can block Winding Constrictor right now, but how long that is going to last, I don't know. Ugh. It's over already. Oh, man. Winding Constrictor is just bonkers. Yeah, we're dead. Now we have really no outs. That Consulate Crackdown bought us some time, but it was too late to really save us. I mean, I guess we can... Yeah, we drew a land anyway. If we drew a blocker there, we may have had another turn, but... Yeah, that was rough. Our opponent's deck was super good. We took one game from him. That feels pretty good, but would have been nice to take another. All right, we're going to the final match of an Aether Revolt draft, seeing if we can make this wacky blue-white energy deck win some prizes here instead of just one match. That's not a good start, though. We're going to send it back. Oh, God. Going to send that one back. Okay, this one's reasonable. This one's reasonable. I'll take it. I'll take the land, too. We're going to need them. Not the greatest hand. I mean, we had to mulligan to 5, obviously. It's hard to get a good hand when you do that, but for a 5-card hand, you know, could be worse. We have a 2-drop. We have our card we built around, and we have Caught in the Brights, which is, you know, a reasonable removal spell. Does opponent attack? Yes. Oh, there's Confiscation Coup. Should we get the chance to use it? I will attack. Right back, opponent. You like that? And I'm going to play Fabrication Module and hope we draw one of our cheap creatures who makes energy. That would be nice. Two to the face. Hey, how about that? Okay, that was lucky. We're going to play Thriving Turtle. We're going to make some energy. We're going to put the counter on Thriving Turtle. And we're going to end our turn. I might block Spireside Infiltrator with my Restoration Specialist. I think I will. Yeah. Seems decent. Does mean if my opponent draws a way to blow up my Fabrication Module, I'm in trouble, but Midnight Entourage. That's probably something I'll put Caught in the Brights on because I don't really want my opponent to be drawing cards. Okay, no attacks. I guess he had no real reason to attack, now that I think about it. Okay, we just drew a land, but that's not the worst because we can use it to put a counter on something. So I think I just end my turn. I could put Caught in the Brights on something, but I don't think I want to. Chandra's Revolution. Okay, well, the bad news for our opponent is we're going to save our Thriving Turtle. The good news for our opponent is we're not going to be able to block with it this turn. So there's that. We will save the turtle, and it is big enough to kill Spireside Infiltrator in the future. But if he attacks with the Infiltrator now, I definitely block it with my Specialist. Yeah. My Specialist will be blocking. Oof. Yeah, see him tapping that land was a big deal. Yeah, we're going to put Caught in the Brights on this Aetherborn dude. And I think I'm going to attack. Get him up to a 3/6. We're only looking at 2 damage here now. If he plays a vehicle, I'm going to be a little sad. But we do have Confiscation Coup. Should we draw a 5th land to steal something? Ugh. Why you got to make a Thopter token? What's that about? Might have to use Confiscation Coup to steal a Thopter token in this game. It seems possible. Our opponent can, of course, sacrifice it in response, though. Yeah. So that's not great. PNLR is not great to steal either. Even as good as she is as a card, you don't really want to be stealing her. We did get sort of what we wanted. So we're going to play Aether Inspector. We're going to put the counter on Aether Inspector. And we're going to end our turn. But that Thopter token is a serious problem. Our opponent can just pump it to massive quantities already. So he's just going to play Enraged Giant, though. Which I think is probably what we steal. Although we might have to steal the Thopter, because PNLR can kill us. Yeah, so I think we have to steal the Thopter. We do get to keep a bunch of energy. There's a bright side. Because it'll be 0. The converted mana cost will be, but we can't let our opponent have the flyer that they can just pump to finish us with relative ease. We can also start putting counters on the Thopter with our Fabrication Module, so it's not as terrible as it seems. It's not good, but it's not as terrible as it seems. But our opponent doesn't have good attacks here. I would be surprised if he attacked. With more than the Thopter, I should say. I'm not surprised he attacked with the Thopter. Okay. Man, I wish that Thriving Turtle were a 4/6 right now so I could kill that thing, but we're just going to block it, obviously. We know our opponent is tapped out, so there's no reason not to block it. Okay, so yeah, we're going to go Confiscation Coup. We're going to take the Thopter. We're going to put a counter here, because we're also going to make a servo to help us protect ourselves here. He's got Vigilance, so we've got that going for us. We're going to make a servo. So using Confiscation Coup on a Thopter doesn't feel great. But we can start pumping it, so it was going to kill us because she can pump the artifact for very efficiently. It could have killed us in 2 turns. And he wasn't going to be tapped out any other time soon, where we would actually get the Thopter. At least we got the Thopter, you know. Consulate Crackdown doesn't do anything right now. It might be a card worth thinking about siding out. I'm going to play Janjeet Sentry. We're going to get some more energy rolling here. I'm going to put the energy now on this Thopter that our opponent so graciously donated to us. Yeah, that's all I'm going to attack with is the Thopter. I'm going to leave everybody else back. Making another blocker with my Aether Inspector wouldn't hurt, but... Okay. Right. So I think now I attack. I can tap down the Enraged Giant and just attack with everything. But I die. I, of course, would die on the backswing. Although I'm going to make a servo and Aether Inspector will be untapped. So... Our opponent also has 3 cards in his hand, though. I don't think we should go for such a reckless move here. We can just tap it at the end of our opponent's turn. I think that's just going to be better. Drop our opponent to 7. So at the end of our opponent's turn, we can tap down his giant, make some energy, and pump our Thopter again. So that's not too bad. Cogwork Assembler. Opponent could copy our Thopter from now on if they wanted to, which is going to be kind of annoying. We can, of course, make the Thopter token unable to block, though. So what does our opponent do here? Nothing. Okay, so we're going to go tap down Enraged Giant. Yes. Then we're going to go... We can actually use it to untap Fabrication Module, too, amusingly. So if you get 2 Fabrication Modules... No, that won't quite do it. We'll make this Thopter a 3/3. We can play Consulate Crackdown to get rid of another blocker. And then I think we just win, because then we can tap down another blocker. We draw Baral there. He doesn't do a whole lot for us. I need to do some math here. Opponent still has 2 cards in his hand, so it's kind of dangerous to go super crazy here. But I think I can get away with attacking with my Inspector and the Thopter, which would be lethal. So my opponent's going to have to block somehow. And then I can play Baral and leave mana up for the module again. And hold on to Consulate Crackdown for now, I think. So, Thopter, Inspector. So, what does my opponent do? Probably just throw a Speedway Fanatic in front of it. Cogwork Assembler in front of it. Okay, well, we will be using... Oh, wait, he's already not going to be able to kill it. So... I think I want to kill the Assembler more. Oh, I screwed that up. So we'll just leave it for now, and if my opponent doesn't do anything else... Chances are our opponent's doing something else. Oh, yeah, that's what he's doing. Okay. I'm pretty okay with that. I mean, yeah. So he can kill, he'll kill my Aether Inspector here, but he goes down to fairly low life. I'm glad I didn't choose to, yeah. So we kill them both. Get a servo out of the deal. We play Baral, and then we can tap down. I guess if I tapped down Pianalar there, maybe I would have won. Probably. It may have been another punt. Defiant Salvager. It's obnoxious. Okay. He wants to draw a card. He's willing to go to 3 for it. Foundry Screecher. That is a bit of a problem, except we can tap him with our Janjit Sentry. So, less of a problem. All right, so we're going to pay 2 energy, tap down Foundry Screecher. Yeah. All right. Energy for the win. Decommission didn't seem great there, so I don't really think I want it. Our Caught in the Brights look good here, so that's a good sign for us. And matchups where that has not been good have been really not good. Forgot I had Dispersal Technician, but yeah. No, don't think we bring anything in. I think we're going to roll with this. We mulled a 5 that game, didn't we? I think we did. It was a good hand for 5, like I said. I mean, we had our Energy Engine plus a 2-drop and a removal spell, and that was enough to get us there. We did have to use Confiscation Coup on a Thopter, but that Thopter, we kind of rode that Thopter to victory in the end, so that's not too terrible. Opponent probably citing in ways to blow up artifacts. We have one way. Well, yeah, we've really only got one way of getting back our fabrication module. I could think about putting in Foundry Assembler just so I have something else that when it dies, if Scrap Trawler's in play, that can get me back my fabrication module, but that's okay. I mean, the good news is that energy is like synergistic with itself already. I mean, you know, we can keep snowballing with a Thriving Turtle, or keep tapping things with a Janjit Sentry, or keep making servo tokens or whatever, or keep drawing cards of Shielded Aether Thief, even if we lose our fabrication module, which is, you know, obviously the dream scenario, but... I think this hand's a keeper. Glassblower's Puzzle Knot giving me a scry makes it better than it already is, and it's already a solid hand. We've got removal, a couple removal spells, a 2-drop, a 4-drop, you know, could be worse. Implement of Combustion. We haven't seen our opponent like cheat the Giant into play early, but if that does happen, we're going to be in trouble. But him sacrificing that means he probably didn't have one, or he has a ton more artifacts in his hand, one or the other. Okay, so we're going to play Eddie Trailhawk. We can Cotton the Bright's the giant, incidentally. Like, that's one reason our deck is pretty good against this deck, is because of that. Ugh, we hate that, though. I think I played Janjit Sentry here and leave back my Eddy Trailhawk. Like, I'm willing to block the Thopter with my Eddy Trailhawk and trade the Hawk for the Thopter. Because, well, with Pia Nalaar in play, I am. Pia's, I mean, this is another creature that's good even if we don't kill her. I mean, with the removal we use on her, she's still good because we can't actually kill her. We can just cripple her or whatever. We need Consulate Crackdown ASAP. Our opponent's building an artifact army over there. All right, so yeah, I think I'm cool with killing this Thopter. If I didn't have more stuff to do in my hand, I might be less willing, but I do, so I am more willing than I would otherwise be. Baral, you block pretty well. I think I'm gonna play you. If our opponent plays another swamp, they can attack through our board right now. And I'd probably let him. I don't think I would use the energy right here. He has two different ways, actually. He can actually already attack into our board, but with Pia Nalaar, he can only pump power, so we could block with Baral and kill it. So that's not too bad. Right, we're not going to tap anything. Bring the Thunder. Okay, so I'm going to block with Baral. My opponent, with the mana he has in play... Oh, never mind. He could pump the... Yeah, we'll just take it. It'll be a lot of damage if he decides to pump it, but he decided not to. So the reason I didn't block is because he could pump its toughness and then its power separately. Okay, now we have a good target for our removal. Okay. I would really like a fourth land more than anything, but I think I'll use Aether Meltdown on him because I know it'll shut him down. Whereas, you know, there'll be bigger creatures he plays where Cotton the Brights might be better. This will be a 0/3. It's not like it's going to be a good blocker or anything. So, yeah, we'll just end the turn and hold up Aether Meltdown. We could really use that fourth land because Aether Inspector, I mean, it's not a huge threat, but he would help us sort of build our board with more servos, and should we ever get our build around artifact, we'll be in pretty good shape. Opponent may just have removal in his hand right now and be planning on using it so he can get in with his brawler. I also have pretty good blocks if he attacks with his brawler, actually. I mean, I would lose one creature. Oh, Quicksmith Rebel. No. That is the kind of creature right there that... now do I tap Augmenting Automaton in response? Ugh. That's the kind of creature that's a problem because we don't really have a way of killing it. We do have ways of getting rid of Augmenting Automaton at least, but Quicksmith Rebel, because we can't remove it from play, we're going to be looking at an Augmenting Automaton that can shock our board for a while. So, yeah, I'm not going to tap him. I could steal it. That is an option. So he can attack here. He decided not to, but he could have attacked there and done some serious work. But we're going to put Aether Meltdown on Sweatworks Brawler. while we've got the chance to. Our Audacious Infiltrator is basically a dead card in our hand now, unfortunately, because of this. We have a bunch of energy at least. Okay, there's a 4th land. I think we play another creature who can't die to Augmenting Automaton's shock ability, and that is Aether Inspector. Of course, the servos he makes can. But we can use Janjit Sentry to at least tap down an attacker every turn. But yeah, I mean, we're on a 9-turn clock right now, basically, in an ideal scenario. We have a card that can steal it, and we have Consulate Crackdown, and that's basically what we have to deal with that automaton. We do have our Puzzle Knot to help us dig a little deeper at least, but I'll probably attack with my Inspector if my opponent's board stays the same. I mean, at least he'll have to target the automaton's ability at a servo. Oh man, the board did not stay the same. No, it didn't. I mean, I knew he wasn't going to attack with that because I would definitely make that trade. Because if this dies, he can't shock me anymore. So, yeah. Shielded Aether Thief isn't too bad. Blarg. I'm going to take another 2 to the face, and I'm just going to leave my mana up and cast Shielded Aether Thief at the end of my opponent's turn. We can draw cards with it, and that is pretty important right now when we're trying to find a way to deal with this automaton. By the way, if we steal it and this stays alive, we would still have that ability. So that is pretty good for us to steal. Even though it's an augmenting automaton whose ability we can't use, we can shock our opponent with it every turn. Plus it's trying to kill us by shocking us every turn. Okay, well. So we're going to flash in Shielded Aether Thief. We're going to draw a card. Oh, there's the Crackdown. Okay, so we're going to have a way to deal with that before too long. I think I play another Aether Inspector right now. So he can combine Spireside Infiltrator's damage plus tapping his automaton to kill my Aether Thief, but I think I'm okay with that. Yeah, am I? Thinking about it now. Maybe I just should trade my Inspector. Maybe I'll just tap the Infiltrator. It will do 1 damage to me. Never mind, doesn't seem worth it. Daring Demolition. Okay, we're going to draw a card. There's that 5th land we really want. I hope my opponent plays another artifact, but his hand's empty. So we're going to play Crackdown just to get rid of Augmenting Automaton, which less than ideal. Yeah, I think I trade. I do. I do trade. And yeah, we'll play Crackdown here just to get rid of that automaton. We could wait a few more turns, but that seems incredibly dangerous. So we're just going to play Crackdown. Get rid of the automaton. It'll drop us to 8 before we do. Boom. But now we can play our Audacious Infiltrator. We've bought ourselves a lot of time to try to find a way to win this game. And our opponent doesn't any longer have a super clear-cut way to win the game. So it was worth 5 mana to take down a 1-drop, believe it or not. And if it dies and it comes back, it at least won't be able to... If he blows up our Crackdown, that is, it at least won't be able to to do damage to us anymore. So if he attacks with Rebel, yeah, I'm just going to take it. For sure, yeah. Yep. Because then we'll put Caught in the Brights on it, I think. We'll have the time to do it. I didn't want to tap that. Because, well, I guess I should have. Then he could have attacked with Pia Nalar, and that's it. So I should have tapped him. I was, for some reason, thinking I shouldn't, but that was incorrect. Okay, so Caught in the Brights goes here. And we're going to play Audacious Infiltrator because it can actually like attack in this world. Ooh, our opponent has a lot of mana for that. They don't have an artifact to copy right now, but yeah, that's something that could be pretty bad for us in the future. I'm going to hold on to my energy because I want to be able to use it to tap the Cogwork Assembler since he can pump it and everything. Yeah. All right. We're going to attack with our Infiltrator. We're going to start doing some damage here. You can block with that, of course, so. But I'm cool with that. We're going to play our Puzzle Knot, which our opponent almost has enough mana to copy, but we can sacrifice it in response. So we can keep him from making the copy. Ooh. I think I just want both of these, honestly. They're both going to come in really, really handy. I'd rather draw a Confiscation Coup first, but those are both going to be very useful. So I'm not going to crack my Puzzle Knot unless my opponent... Yeah, we're going to tap the assembler here. We will block with Baral. But yeah, we don't want to use the Puzzle Knot in response because then he can still make a copy of it and get to scry and all that nonsense. Okay, I am cool with that. Opponent's hand is empty. He does have enough mana still to copy my Puzzle Knot. But we'll have enough mana to play the coup, take the assembler, and then start making copies of our own Puzzle Knot. Well, he'll try to copy the Puzzle Knot in response, actually, so we won't quite get to do that. But I think that's what we should do, is take the assembler here. It's a great mana sink right here. Oh, we should play this land first, though. So yeah, Cogwork Assembler is mine. In response, if he tries to copy my Puzzle Knot, I will sacrifice it, as I mentioned. And he's going to try to. Wait, he can copy himself? Oh, he can copy himself. How about that? I always thought it said other artifact. All right, then. But having a mana seek... Oh, he can sacrifice it. That was stupid. Yeah, that was dumb. I should have held on to that coup. Should definitely... I've made some mistakes. I've been playing later for my last few recordings than I usually do, and it is being reflected in the product, I think. Yeah, we're not attacking. That was brutal. But our opponent can't attack us either, so hopefully. Yeah, I'll crack my Puzzle Knot. See what's below this Caught in the Brights. It is an island, so we don't want that. We will take Caught in the Brights, though. Okay, so I will attack with Audacious Infiltrator now. I can tap down PNLR every turn for a while. All right, we get in for the 3. Ooh, no, we don't. Okay. All right, then. Fatal Push. Was indeed fatal. Oh, man. That's going to hurt. between our opponent drawing a card and taking away our Caught in the Brights. That's going to hurt. We do still have our Restoration Specialist who can get back Caught in the Brights at least, but ouch. I don't think I'd tap her right now, actually. Since my Janjit Sentry can block her straight up. Oh, God. Yeah, we're going to have to tap that. So, although I actually wouldn't this turn. I'm actually not going to this turn. Yeah, I am. Enraged Giant. That is bad. Bad news. We go to 3. Draw a land. Got one more turn. But yeah, I definitely punted this one to some extent by using my coup the way I did. Okay, yeah, we're dead. All right, on to game 3. So, do we want decommission? I think we might. Yeah, it has enough targets, especially freaking things that are pumped up by the red mage guy who makes things shock. Quicksmith Rebel, maybe. I would like to play first. Ugh, bad. Reasonable. We can get our build around with this hand. So we'll keep. Sure. We'll also keep that. So yeah, we can get our big build around artifact that has been a big part of why we've won all of our games, many of our games at least. The energy thing. Like I said, I'm playing late. Fabrication module. I think I got it. I think I got there. All right. So I'll probably play Trophy Mage just like right away. And grab what we want to grab. Okay. Trophy Mage. Yes. Fabrication module. As good as Filigree Familiar is, I want that module. Okay, we can blow that up with decommission, so that's nice. So yeah, I think for now I'm going to play the module, leave mana up for select for inspection. Probably won't use it. I'll probably wait to use it in the later game, like on a much more expensive creature, maybe on something he's using a combat trick on. Especially because I can just kill the... Oh, yeah, Sweatwork Brawler. Okay, well. Could have killed it. Okay, well, we drew Filigree Familiar anyway. That's pretty nice. I'm going to play Filigree Familiar here. Go up to 22 in my turn. I'll probably use Select for Inspection on him. Yeah, I think I will. Especially if he attacks with the Assembler, too. I mean, that's unlikely, but possible. It's getting close to Giant mana. Mana for his Enraged Giant, which Select for Inspection will also be good against, but it's probably worth using Decommission to slow down the Giant by a turn. Would have been nice to have mana up for Decommission now, so I could double block the Brawler if I wanted to. Draw a card, gain 3 from Decommission. Would have been nice. Well, probably wouldn't have killed my Familiar, since he would have had a choice. Right, Welding Sparks. Sure. So this is going to be pretty good when we bounce the Sweatworks Brawler, because he will not be able to recast it this turn. Our opponent probably didn't love using that, but figured he'd get in for a bunch of damage, and he's not going to get in for as much as he was hoping. No, I'm good, I think. I don't think I need that land. All right, we will take 2. So we have the option to sort of just leave mana up here so we can pump our Filigree Familiar at the end of our opponent's turn and leave up mana for decommission at the same time. Oh, that's messed up. You do get to draw a card off of it at least. Yeah, that's a good card to draw because it makes energy. That's what we wanted. So we will play Aether Inspector. He'll come in as a 3/4. He's so much better when he comes in as a 3/4, isn't he? 4 mana 3/4 with Vigilance that makes a servo when it attacks. That's pretty good, I think. Chandra's Revolution, though. Okay. I didn't appreciate that. Okay. We're going to play Scrap Trawler. Yeah. Oh, I should have decommissioned because, well, if he has the mana for the giant right now, I'm going to be really sad. I really should have decommissioned. We can get bigger than the giant in a reasonable amount of time, but still. It costs 4, right? Yeah. So I really should have just decommissioned in my main phase. I do have the option to gain life, potentially, if I use it at a different time, which could be big. Our opponent's hand with Welding Sparks, Fatal Push, and Chandra's Revolution is rough. He may be about to play another removal spell, and he does. Well, you know what? Take that. Oh, that was stupid. I'm playing... I need to stop recording this late at night. It's about 1:30 here. I would have gained 3 life if I waited a second there. So that was really bad. Really, really bad. I'm going to end up losing this by 3 life. Brawler. Okay, well, we're going to make energy. We don't have anything to do with it. Yeah, but we still get the energy. Ouch. Oh, no. This is how things can really, really go south for us if we just start drawing lands here. I mean, things already went south for us, thanks to our opponent's sweet, sweet removal that has just destroyed us here. And he's likely about to follow this up with another spell. Okay, it's only Implement of Malice, at least. It'll replace itself, but all we're holding is an island, so I don't feel too bad about that. Gonna make some more energy. Okay, well, we can shut that guy down, if nothing else. I think I'm going to hold on to it for now in case he plays something that's more of an issue and just take the 3 here. If he plays another implement, I can at least play this at instant speed. Okay, that's not good. Please give me a creature. Any creature. Haha. Okay. Please don't have more removal. I can get his toughness up to 3, which isn't bad. But it's not quite enough to brumble with either of these guys. Okay, implementing. I can shut down one of them at least with the meltdown, and it'll probably be the Brawler, since if I don't draw another creature, at least the Infiltrator will be big enough to block Spireside Infiltrator. Hey, they're both Infiltrators. Next turn. Oh, no. Now he won't be. Sad days. We also want to cast Aether Meltdown before he dies. So we can make our Audacious Infiltrator a 5/3 at least. Yeah, that was brutal. I'm not enjoying this match here. Oh, please don't give me a land here, deck. Please don't do it. Ah. Between my punting multiple times and the mana screw, this draft didn't go super well. I think our deck was a lot of fun, though. Hope it was fun to watch, but oh man, Enraged Giant. So we just have to block the Giant, take a bunch, and hope we draw something that can get us out of this, because we can't deal with a creature with trample. That puts us at 3. Nope. Yeah, very bad drawing there, but our deck was fun. I think it was a fairly functional blue-white energy deck. I mean, we lost our second and third matches, but we won a game in both, and there's a good chance that if I'd played better, we could have gone 2-1 at least. So thanks for watching. If you want to make sure you catch more of my draft videos, don't forget to subscribe here to the Aether Hub. There's also a lot of other great content here, of course. And if you want to see more of my limited content, you can head over to my channel, NizzahonMagic. Thanks for watching.